Well, as you know, October marks the observance of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a time to acknowledge domestic violence survivors and be a voice for its victims.
And a way to advocate for those affected could be to simply make your old cell phone useful. 6 News reporter Adriana Alexander learned of a different way to show support to those experiencing domestic violence. Adriana?
Chris Lindsay, you know that old phone you used years ago that's laying around uselessly in your drawer? Well, that same phone could be put to use for men and women in need, no matter how old it is.
While a cell phone seems like a necessity in this day and age, it can be a lifesaver for men and women experiencing domestic violence.
Our victims come to shelter, especially with nothing, maybe their purse, maybe one change of clothes.
During Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Family Abuse Center in Waco wants people to consider donating their old phones to survivors and victims.
We take out the SIM card and we reset them to factory reset them. And then we charge them to make sure that they hold a charge. And then we give them to our victims if they need them.
Having a phone in an emergency could be a deciding factor in a life or death situation.
It allows them to call 911 when they're in those situations where they may need to. We do remind our clients when we give them to pay attention to their surroundings, because when they call 911, it may not be directly tied to their location.
On average, nearly 20 people every minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the U.S., adding up to more than 10 million men and women every year. Donating cell phones to participating shelters like the Family Abuse Center or even local law enforcement, including Temple Police, can help with lowering those numbers in the future.
Temple PD's goal is to treat them with compassion, dignity, and fairness. When you donate your cell phone, you are contributing to financial support for these victims as well as access to emergency contacts.
Now, both the Family Abuse Center and Temple Police accept donations during their normal business hours and business times. For anyone suffering through domestic violence, it is advised to call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233 or call with an emergency to 911.
Yeah, Adriana, it really is a good idea and something people, rather than it being a paperweight at your house and just sitting around, people could really help somebody else.
Adriana, thank you. It's time now